message for flavor reasons, but I'm not going to be able to use it again until shit happens in game.
Yeah, I wouldn't marry myself to that one. That would be a bad move. Some background server-side data and archive stuff has changed. If anyone happens to see that the icons for their abilities or weapons or what have you, if any of them are broken images, do let me know. Please make a list of them if you're missing images for your items. I will fix that in post. I just didn't have the time to go through everyone's character sheet to see what was broken and what wasn't. Long story short, some things updated and some modules, rather some core modules like 5e game module, lost some art. I can put it back in easy, I just have to know where it has to go. So that's neither here nor there. It's kind of a niggling thing on my end. What else? Mentioned earlier today, folks, check your character sheets. Make sure you're familiar with your items. Make sure your abilities are functioning and ready to work. You never know when random combat is going to happen, and I feel as players, you should have every opportunity to not just succeed, but excel. But like I said, it's going to be a nice, low-key game tonight. Low risk. We're just here to chill. With that said, some things happened last game. Would anyone like to kick us off with some recaps? And help refresh the DM's mind of what happened last game, because goddamn, this bang! I'm up! I ain't awake, though.
It's a monster.
Case in point, it's a monster, not a bang.
Well, last game, that's when we talked to the demon.
First, we split the party.
You split the party, yes. You split the party. You talked to Mortimer. Other things happened before then, but hey, if that's the part that sticks out to you, recap what happened.
I'm just speaking to help others more eloquently speaking to start talking.
I just went on a 2-mile forced march. I am brain dead.
That's fine.
And food has not arrived yet, despite me ordering it an hour ago.
Oh, Christ. Alright, so...
I don't remember much of what happened before we split into two parties. We essentially split back into A sides and B sides. A sides went down to the buried ziggurat to explore down there, whereas B sides were to accompany the caravan across the River Shoshen Star. I think we were escorting them to an area to make camp, if I'm correct.
Come here.
And we encountered the kobolds along the way.
So, long story short, in context for clues, earlier in the episode, in fact, the start of the episode, Bones came across Neurixis and got a sit rep. Some scouts had found that there were roving herds of undead and killisours to the south of them. To the north of them, there were spottings of ghouls, powerful and fast undead, that could cause problems. They were essentially walking into, by happenstance, what seemed to be a pincer position. It was believed that if the beasts of burden were allowed to get too close to the undead herd, they would lock up and require a lot of persuasion to move. A few options were floated. One of them was to ford the river, taking about a day's worth of travel.
Right, Alina offered to feed herself to piranhas, and Vanya's like, why?
Why are you like this, Vanya? Alina, shit. Alina, why are you like this? So, the party did break up. Those with druidic magic, one of you with druidic magic, and others went south, others went west, because that's where the Walths go. Basically, one group stayed back to protect and move the caravan. The other went to take care of the threat ahead, the buried ziggurat, which seemed to rev up the undead activity in the area. So, while the B-sides gathered together, parted the river, offered to feed themselves to piranhas, fed piranhas lots of meat, collected the piranhas after shocking the piranhas. They got across the river with no real issues, just expended some spells, used some of their class abilities. And Bonjay did the whole parting of the river thing, kept it open wide enough for the caravan to move through.
So did
Um,
Wisp.
Wisp
Wisp.
pulled upon the power of spirits and secrets to use that same magic and buy them additional time to do so. Alina managed to get basically a school of quippers to stick together in one part of the river, which Vanya turned into essentially a meal. You guys gathered the bony, fatty fish. You met up with the caravan, which proceeded to move. And lo and behold, the kobolds who were searching for aid in the commission and their black guards who were so kind and generous before have made their way to meet with the caravan, meet with Neurixus, get welcomed into the group, and share what they know about the King of Feathers. The Brassbone clan liaison, Dusty, a mage of some kind, was passed off to the local welcome wagon, Leonard Monty, for protection and acclimation. Vanya gave Monty the stink eye for some reason and really freaked the human out. We sort of left on that note as the day was approaching a close. Though the caravan was planning to move at least another hex before the day was over, since you did save it essentially a day's worth of travel by fording the river rather with magic rather than crossing with floats. So that's where the B-sides find themselves, walking along the opposite side of the river, safe from the undead for now. B-sides. So as the B-sides,
Besides.
the black guards, I guess they're mostly black guards. They're all black guards. Alina is one black guard, so I can refer to these guys as A-sides or black guards, and black guards just sounds cool. You guys knew that there was a problem in the ziggurat, that it is causing undead creatures to become aggressive, to become like moths to flame, it was said. And the idea that the caravan coming too close to its periphery would cause this festering boil of undeath to burst and lay waste to those who are traveling. Potentially. You guys don't know what's there, but you have some ideas. There's a potent force of some kind of dark energy just buried beneath the surface. So, of course, you guys are going to stick your noses in there and root around because that's what you guys do. While you were traveling atop Roar's fantastic flotilla, we need a better name for that. Verdi and Karn, to somewhat of a lesser degree, spotted that in the woods there were signs of tool marks. Karn saw just marks here and there, but Verdi, speaking infernal, saw that those were runes. Runes carved into the trees. Quickly, Verdi warned Roar, hey, trees, runes, what's up? Roar, knowing how magic works, basically pulled the boat into an Akira slide and prevented, you learned eventually, some calamitous events to happen to the boat. You disembarked, you checked out what was up with the trees. Roar, you discovered that it was an ad hoc web of magical effects, a sort of area of nullification of certain spell magics. Things like teleportation and communication, divination, stuff like that, all seem to be shut down based on your cursory investigation of this infernal rune. So you collapsed the boat and carried it with you, knowing that this zone would potentially cause the boat to crash into the ground and stop being magic. as you investigated the tree, and Biff, as you attacked the infernal room, um, you revealed that simply removing the enchantment, removing the rune, did cause some kind of backlash. Biff, you were struck by some kind of hellfire. Um, you weren't damaged much, but something on your person was broken. Shortly after this, Verdi and Bones, one by one, you started to hear whispers as a creature nearby, invisible to your vision, began communicating with you. A guttural, whimsical in a dark way voice conveyed that they are watching and they would like to make a deal of some kind. After agreeing only to meet and no other agreements, Bones, you led the way into what appeared to be a rope fort, a rope trick, a portal with a silken rope hanging out. Upon entering, you found an emporium of gold and magic items, and a throne sitting upon a pile of gold, which upon sat an imp, the largest imp you've ever seen. The self-titled Mortimer, the imp, explained in so many words that he would like to get into the ziggurat. He would like to rob the person who lives there blind. He explained or revealed that the lich who lived within was a madman, a scientist, ambitious and unhinged. A man named Rigor. He explained that the things within have been scrubbed, replaced by Rigor's experiments. His machines, his tools, his inventions. And that his kind could not get in, not with the wards that were set up. Roar, I think you voiced your concerns succinctly, that giving Mortimer and his friends free reign to just grab whatever is in there would be very counter to your own goals of preserving history. Regardless of what this regular person had done, your goals do not involve letting loose a cadre of imps inside of this once holy place.
Yeah, no. Especially when the imp that we were talking to is like 2 to 3 times the fucking size he should be, which means bad things.
Which means bad things. The party unanimously agreed that this is probably a bad idea, and regardless of whatever key or tool or quick and easy fix Mortimer had to offer, this wasn't it. This wasn't the deal to make, Chief. You made your way out on as Mortimer sulked from his emporium and looked about the forest before you. Gallium, who had warned you that perhaps, imps should not be trusted, or devils should not be trusted, was pleased to see that no deals were made, and now remains stalwart beside you as you consider your options. So, was there anything else that particularly stood out from last week's game that anyone would like to remind the DM of, remind the players of, or just shit you thought was cool?
Alina and Vanya had a situation where they both have really high charisma and really low insight, and that was hilarious.
Yes! Yes! I loved that.
God, what were they doing at that point?
Alina was like, why are you being so weird to Monty?
Oh, yeah, it was the
And
Monty thing.
Vanya was like, no, I'm not being weird. And Alina was like, but it feels like you're being weird. But both of them are so So it was like persuasion versus like deception or whatever. And then
very good at
insight,
persuasion.
and it was
And
just
you're
bad.
both very bad at insight.
It was just so bad.
I do love it. I do love it. There's like a brain cell between the two of you, and it's
Mostly
it's
Vanya
shared.
has it. Mostly Vanya has it. Let's be honest.
Vanya has custody of it, but it's like a shared custody thing. Alina gets
I get it on
weekends.
weekends and holidays.
Yes.
That sounds about right.
Excellent, excellent. Okay. So, for tonight's game, I was planning to focus on the Blackguards, on the A team. At least primarily for the game. I figured if at any point Sam has to depart, though I think Liam's been really good lately, so it's
Liam went to school all week and then did a 2-mile hike. So, he's tired.
he's done for the day. Cool. So unless anyone objects and would like to go back to checking on the B-sides, like I'm down to do whatever you guys want to do, but I do plan to focus on the A team for tonight.
Sounds good to me.
Good with that.
Okay. So with that, we're going to jump into game. Let's see here. Tavern? That sounds fine. Yeah, sure. Gonna change just the playlist to something more subdued for myself. So, after meeting with the and Morton and turning down his offer, you all find yourselves looking into the woods. The jungle trees stretch high into the air above you, 20 feet, 30 feet, 40 feet at its tallest. The canopy steadily growing thicker and thicker. You're not quite in a clearing at the moment. There was some semblance of a path that the boat was weaving and twisting through, but as you gain your bearings and peer about, you do find that you are very much in the woods. Light filters from above, casting you all into a sort of dim light. As you peer deeper into the woods, you do find that it does grow darker as the trees grow thicker. Now that you've been made aware of it, you all can spot the arcane sigils, the infernal runes etched into nearby trees, spaced 20, 40, 60 feet, perhaps at the most distant from one another. Let's see. War and Leah. If you could both please give me an Arcana check. Because I believe you two are the only ones who are trained in traditional Arcana. Bones is more of like a learning as you go thing.
Yeah, I only have the half circle, so that means I'm only half trained in it.
Okay. Hey, Jack of all trades. This is kind of like, this is how you become Jack of all trades. You're watching these people and picking it up from them.
That's what Bone does. She just absorbs
hey.
and duplicates.
Works for me. Copycat. Hey, copycat!
Copycat!
Yes! I love it! Alright, so Roar. With an 11, you come to much the same conclusion that this is a sort of ad hoc arcane relay. Each node is producing this effect and strengthening it. Imagine a mesh, and every one of these trees is the intersection where one line meets the other. You can punch a hole in the quilt, but it won't fall apart. Leah, with a 14, you come to much the same conclusion as Roar, but you begin to piece together that the spacing between these trees it's very much indicative of someone methodical. Like, this isn't just putting this tree here and this tree there because it feels right. You're starting to pinpoint like the mathematics of this. Some of the trees that are more distant from others.
Great pattern.
Yeah, it's a pattern. Some of the trees that are more distant and removed from others have thicker trunks. They have more branches. They are heartier trees that are kind of by themselves, whereas thinner and more numerous trees are clustered together. And with the 14, suffice to say, you gather that the magic is being produced by the trees themselves, by the life force. Kind of like draining sap. You drain enough that the tree still lives. Galleon meanders behind the group, eyes peering into the dark, the dim of the trees in the distance now and again. What's everyone doing?
Well, I guess we're walking the rest of the way.
Biff looks up, trying to spy the time of day or night through the trees. It seems so. We are in good position to meet with the caravan.
Biff, as you understand, the caravan is miles and miles away. You will not be meeting from the caravan. You guys are set out to find this ziggurat situation and neutralize any threat that it might pose to the caravan.
Okay, sorry. I don't know why I completely blanked on everything. In such case, Biff just shrugs. Nothing forward. Default.
And I think Bones is gonna look towards Verdi because she's just not a ranger anymore.
Do you still have survival as one of your skills? Or did you swap that out when you changed class?
Oh yeah, I swapped it out.
Okay. So Bones, you find that this part of the woods is unfamiliar.
Mystery.
It's not a complete mystery. You can still moss points in the direction you want to go, and this tree is good for not eating, and that tree is good for not eating. Sometimes food lives in those trees, but the geography, some of the species of tree, this is a little further out than you're used to going. It's a little unfamiliar to you. Biff, you noticed that you mentioned that you turned your attention skyward. You can roll you have a background that lets you Wanderer?
Yeah.
So you gather that it's about 2 p.m.
Okay.
It's you guys still have plenty of time to move. Sun won't set for a while, based on where you were in the map. Well, you're not quite sure how far you can get before sundown.
I think Karn would be kind of towards the front of the group, following or moving along with Verdi, kind of keeping an eye on the trees and inspecting the carvings in them as they proceed, and kind of keeping watch alongside Verdi.
Cool. So Verdi, your party has turned to you for insight and guidance. How does Verdi proceed?
Well, I guess he'll take out his map to try and make a guess of where they are right now and decide a direction that they need to walk to get to the ziggurat.
Okay. Are you proficient with cartography tools?
I should be.
Alright, so you can make a survival check at advantage as you take out your tools and take out your map.
While Verdi's looking, Roar chimes up. If you can figure out where we were, I would assume that these sigils are the things to follow. So hopefully they're going in the right direction. If that helps orient you, I don't know.
You said survival, right?
Yep.
That's a 24.
24. So, you take out your tools, you look over your map, and War mentions the sigils, and with that and the position of the sun, do a little bit of wandering and find, a type of tree that you're familiar with knowing it to be in this area. You triangulate and find where you guys are. You are about an 8 hours walk to what you know to be the location of this landmark, the ziggurats, the very center of this hex. So it'll take you about 8 hours to get from where you are to get to where you're going. That said, it will be dark by the time you arrive. So this is information that you kind of mull over and relay to your allies. You know where you are, and you know how to get there.
This is fine with that. We have enough people that can see in dark. In other
This
words,
one is prepared to help those who cannot.
and along the way, if we need the rest, Biff can help set up some sort of safe area for us to rest.
I actually have a spell for that.
Oh,
I can put us in a bubble that nothing can hurt us.
well, Biff can make log trap that keeps people from being near bubble.
Sure.
But he shrugs. We will do what is best when we come to it.
This one can keep watch.
You can watch people come close and get hit by log trap. It's perfect plan.
Okay, so you guys plan to set out into the woods. Verdi, Karn, you guys kind of take point, and what's our marching order? You guys keeping roughly close together? Are we spreading out to kind of scope the area around us? How loose is your formation?
Biff would suggest that they go kind of tight. If Bones wants to scout, as Bones tends to do, that's fine. But in such case, Biff is going to pull Bones aside, so it'll be whatever happens.
I think Bones wants to stay within eyeshot of everyone. She might wander a little bit here, left and right, front and back, but I think that she would. This is a creepy forest. She doesn't know her way around. She's going to stay within eyeshot of everyone.
Okay.
This
So
is a
saying
creepy
that-
forest, and Karn doesn't know what to expect here, so he's going to be up front.
Alright, well, Verdi will cast Pass Without a Trace in case something comes up and they need to be sneaky.
Okay. Pass without a trace, that lasts for 1 hour?
I believe so. Let me double check.
If so, then it might be better to cast that when we're closer to the ziggurat.
And to remind the party, when I call for group stealth checks, if more than half of the players succeed on their check, it is a success.
Oh yeah, it only lasts for an hour, so yeah, maybe when we're closer then.
Okay. So, keeping within eye shot of one another, not wandering too far, eyes looking out toward the crevices and shadows and shade of these trees. Verdi and Karn, you guys take point. Verdi with map in hand, you begin to chart a path. You guys begin to move. The terrain is thick with vines and tall roots. There are nettles and other bushes that have not been touched by people in years. It's very much a wild area. Verdi, you begin to search around for signs of game trails, areas that have been tamped down by foot traffic of wild animals, and you find difficulty locating them. As you're a ranger, your party does not suffer the penalties of difficult terrain as they follow in line with you, but it is putting you through your paces. This area feels untamed in the worst way.
So, how badly does Verdi look like he's struggling?
He can walk through rough terrain with no problem.
Sorry, how, like, does he look confused at all or annoyed, or is it just like dealing with it quietly?
He's just dealing with it quietly.
Okay.
Okay. So over time, you guys find yourselves descending, moving around, large mossy boulders where trees are starting to grow out of. Um, let me get a quick perception check from the party. You all may roll. As you are all actively searching for threats. Woo!
I didn't realize there was a lag of other rolls, and I got excited for a second.
That is a 19 for me.
That's 31.
27.
16.
Widespread. So, let's see. Really everyone except for Leah. Leah, you're kind of just trying to keep to yourself and focus on the ground in front of you. None of the stuff in these woods look like they're viable potion reagents. Nothing looks valuable in terms of your craft. This is very much a hike through the woods. Half of these berries look poisonous. Half of these thorny nettles look like they give you an infection. The rest of you, those who rolled above a 15, as you move through these woods, you begin to hear the sound of rattling, clinking, clunking, like hollow wooden instruments. Bones. You've lived here the longest. You know a skeleton when you hear one. So you hear in the distance the sound of moving skeletons. Verdi, what did you roll? 30 something?
31.
I'm going to say with a 31, you catch sight of a bony boy in the distance, kind of off to the party's right flank, ahead of them, maybe 60, 70 paces between some of the trees. They appear to be meandering. You kind of pause, and the party kind of slows down as you pause. You get a better look at these entities, and you see that there are about 5 of them moving, roving together, question mark. As you pause to look, you spy a quick jerk of the skeleton's head as it turns, as if looking about. It bobs its head up and down as if smelling the air. And in the empty black sockets of its eyes, you see violet pinpricks of light. It looks agitated. It looks feral. It turns away from you, seemingly not noticing you, and proceeds to gesture somewhat wildly at one of the other undead nearby, another skeleton. From your perspective, it looks like it's asserting dominance, or it looks like an aggressive member of a pack of aggressive animals, like skeletons, humanoids. You have not been noticed. You have noticed them in the distance. They are moving and producing a bit of noise. It's up to you to decide what happens next.
quietly relay the information to the party and see what they want to do. If they want to continue quietly, or if they want to take down skeletons.
It seems one is leading them. Violet conflicts, therefore would assume some kind of control. A patrols and we should quietly go around.
Agreed. We should save. We should be careful about what we do, and what basically our resources, just in case.
Do not know how many undead patrols there are roving and how quickly they can get here. Do not wish to be immediately overwhelmed.
As you guys discuss things, you do see that Gallium is squinting off into the distance where Verdi had pointed. He doesn't make any gestures or noises, but you do see he has his mace in his hand and his shield is on his back. Just passive insight. You're all aware that he's kind of been itching for a fight since you guys ran into Mortimer, but is holding back and nodding, deferring to you, Bones. It's easy to take out few now, but maybe get 30, 40 together later. Then we do the big bones.
If quietly chuckles, not sure about taking on 30 at once, but if you have power to destroy 30 skeletons, by all means.
His jaw kind of cranes to the side at your challenge, and there's a little bit of a squint and a nod. So, as the party agrees to circumvent the patrol, I would like you all to please roll me a stealth check.
Then I'll cast Pass Without a Trace if we're gonna move quietly.
Okay, so hold on to revealing your rolls. Those of you who rolled real dice. Verdi, please put the spell in chat and expend the spell slot as you utter some phrases in Druidic and summon forth shadows from beneath your feet. You find that the darkness beneath the leaves, the sticky and slimy ichor, the absence of light is thick, cloying, and somewhat alive. You've cast this spell before, but there seems to be some presence about it this time. It seems more real, more alive, more wild, feral, as though the shadows themselves are agitated.
So that's a 40.
So when you do roll, remember to add 10 to the roll. Four.
It's a dirty 20.
Let's see if
Oh, wait. No.
doing this does it right. Did!
Oh, cool. Very cool.
I posted mine in chat. I got a 40.
What? Fucking rogues!
There's a popping sound as Bones disappears and lands in Smuggler's Vale.
I rolled an 18. I got a plus 12 to stealth because I took expertise with my
Yep.
bard stuff, and then plus Pass Without a Trace. I pulled out a calculator to do the math because I was like, no, it can't be a 40, and then it was like, yep, no, it's a 40.
Karn got a 29.
Or got a 27 with the Pass Without Trace.
27. Goodness gracious.
I rolled a 10. Not doing terribly
Why the
when
fuck
I
are you
use
doing
that
this?
card.
Stop.
It's good when I cast the spell.
What?
In character things.
Something's going on with in-character chat. Oh no.
Yeah, it keeps flashing and being weird.
Yeah, it keeps jumping back up above where the rolls are. I keep scrolling that shit back down, only for it to just jump back up. And if I hit scroll to bottom, it only stays at the bottom for like 3 seconds.
Give me one moment, guys. I'm going to do something real quick. All right,
That's what I was getting at.
the website's going to reload, so bear with me for just a moment. Not sure why. That was working fine earlier, but we'll just go out. We'll just go without the chat enhancements for today. 2 minutes ago, so that's a 40 for Bone. It's a 27 for Roar. That's a 29 for Karn. It's a 20 for Leah. 20 something.
24 for Biff.
24 for Biff, and what was Verdi's? 23. Good grade. Good grade.
Huh?
So, you all
I missed half of that. You're just talking.
move silently, you move stealthily, you move carefully.
Short sleeves, but it was poofy shoulder.
Maybe? Why?
Lance neckline. Because the recent loot crate thing.
There we go.
There's actually a model that is pretty sweet.
Into
Oh,
the
okay.
steadily dimming and darkening wood. The sound of skeletons, the rattling of bones, and the distant hissing. All seem to fade. All seem to fade behind you. Gradually disappearing into the ambience of the world around you. Those keen eared, you can hear the sound of insects, occasionally the rustling of trees as the breeze comes through. However, you cannot hear the sound of many animals. No tropical birds, no distant hoots and hollers. It's as though those with half a brain are avoiding the place. Is anyone performing any tasks or looking out for anything as you travel? While you guys are moving, is there anything you're keeping an eye out for? Anything specific you're looking for? Is anyone scouting? Is anyone breaking off from the group?
The skeleton scouts is a big thing. So Biff will try to keep his eye out for those.
Okay, so Biff, you look out for more scouts. Is anyone else keeping an eye out for scouts?
Roar's not looking out for scouts. He's looking out for more arcane shit. So they already were looking at the other rooms. He's looking to see if other rooms show up different to the infernal ones that they were looking at before. He's just trying to keep aware of magical shit in the area.
Okay, so you're gonna look out for magical shit. Biff's gonna look out for scouts. Bones, you were saying something.
Yeah, I'm gonna go scout, but I'm not gonna scout more than 60 feet ahead. I'm not gonna scout further than dashing.
Okay, that makes sense. You are 6 seconds away from the group. 6 seconds for you is a distance, but 6 seconds for you is that many paces. So
Actually,
Bones,
that's not even 6 seconds.
sort of wreathed in the shadow, your colors are muted, and your sound of your footfalls is deadly silent. The shadows seem to cling particularly well to you, whether by some means of the magic that Verdi had cast, some attachment to the gloaming court, or something else. You are stealth in your speed. You scout ahead. Is that a legit hand raise?
Yes.
Okay. What's up?
The moment he realizes that Bones is actually about to leave, Biff stops her and quickly digs through his bag and hands her a potion of speed. No, I'm sorry, advantage.
Bones grins and takes it and puts it. I assume she's got a belt that she can hook some potions to.
Oh, absolutely. Let's see. You should be able to physically trade that potion to her. Let me see. I think if you
Just making a quick note that Biff would probably see the other potion that Vanya gave him in his pouch as well.
Superior healing?
It's definitely not superior healing.
The weird potion that Biff doesn't know what it does.
That he agreed to test run.
You should give it to the cat with food allergies, 100%.
I'll have to drag and drop because I have not figured out how to actually trade items with people. Unless it's in the player's window?
You should be able to do it in the. You just click on the item, like you're gonna edit it, and you can hand it off to somebody.
Yeah, there's a little button that looks like a handshake.
Yeah, that one.
In the item card?
So, like, if you click on the item, there's a little drop-down menu, and it's like equipped, edit, add to party inventory, and then there's a handshake that says give item.
No.
Yep, it's right there.
Maybe in equipment, but not on this item.
It's an inventory.
I am in consumables in my inventory.
You just gotta double-click it.
I don't have the button at all.
It's right click. I feel silly because that's actually the sheet that I use. I'm unprepared for class. So,
Bones is not on my list.
where's Bones not on the list?
You'll just have to drag and drop. We'll deal with this later.
Oh, it's because people are playing as different characters, so I'm gonna have to do it, y'all. Hold on. It doesn't factor in that people have multiple characters.
Yeah, I was about to say, I looked at the chat thing and saw that Misha's Vanya and Heather is Alina.
Yeah, I switched it back to Bones when the game reloaded.
Oh, here we go. Just testing this real quick.
Alright, Potion of Advantage should now be on your character sheet, Bones.
Alright, back to card.
Yep, I got it.
And let's see. Potion of... Oh, he doesn't have the potion that Vanya gave him.
I don't think we made an item card for it.
Oh, hold on. Pretty sure we did. One moment. You don't have the potion right. Sorry. Alright, Biff, you should have a potion of wild magic on your person. And Bones, you should have a potion of luck.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I'll have to learn how to make that work next time. Okay, so, Bones, you are scouting ahead. You can go ahead and roll me a perception check if you would like. Roar can also roll me a perception or arcana check.
I'm keeping watch on just changes in the environment around us.
Alrighty. You can roll, depending on what you're searching for. You could roll nature if you're looking for some aberrant change in the woods. You could roll survival if you're looking for tracks of some kind. You can roll perception if you're trying to hear the sound of beasties in the distance. 16 perception for Bones.
Do nature.
Nature is 19 for con.
I'm
Fighting my system. It just came up.
Ah. Arcana of 22. All right, so first Bones. Bones, you search and scour and look ahead. The sound of your allies behind you kind of fades away into the distance, allowing you to better focus on the world in front of you. And you have dark vision, correct?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Okay. Some ways off in the distance, you spot a glimpse of something pale. You can tell it's pale because it looks gray to you in the dim light. Somewhat hunched. It's vaguely humanoid. It is there for a moment and then gone as it moves and the trees kind of shift. You quickly lose track of it, but you are certain that there is something fleshy and humanoid in the distance, pale in color. It's maybe 100, 150 paces away. You catch sight of a glimmer of wet, realizing that there's maybe a small stream, maybe a small pond off in that direction.
Interesting.
Let's see. Karn, with a nature check of 19, you are keeping an eye out for the trees, and the woods, and the wild beneath your feet. You notice that the greenery is particularly lush. The trees and the bushes are covered in fresh and unbitten leaves that look sturdy, look thick, and almost leathery. The tropical plants have taken on a slightly darker green hue. Not sickly, not like poisoned or blighted woods. But
Does it look kind of like the explosive growth that I created back down in New Haven?
it looks similar to that, but it also looks hardened in a way. You imagine the trees here would be difficult to chop, difficult to carve into. That it would take more than a machete to cut through a lot of these small shrubs. It's almost as though, the forest has grown a callus in the form of these woods. That's the best you can surmise. Roar, with your Arcana check of 22, you're seeing much the same. You begin to suss out the intricacies of the magic at play. Creatures can't teleport in. Creatures can't teleport out. Magical communication can't come in. Magical communication can't get out. Spells such as the plane shift spell would not function here. You get the impression that it's all for a reason, that something is... These spells are chosen in such a way that it is targeting a demographic, a very specific kind of force. And your mind goes to fae, elementals, outsiders of some kind. Perhaps even celestials. seems more and more that it is by chance that your allies are not within this blacklist. You can surmise that outsiders such as fae, fiends, elementals could enter the area, but they could not teleport in. They couldn't use their abilities to allow them to transport themselves. They'd have to hoof it. And you piece that together with the skeleton scouts, and you start to realize that this is very much someone creating a home field advantage for themselves. Removing the benefits and the tactics of a pursuer, while also setting up a means to observe and relay any kind of incursion in the form of the skeleton scouts. With the 22, you also realize that, you know, whoever carved this would have to have been fairly intelligent. If not an infernal himself, then someone who is intimately familiar with the language and the magic of the Nine Hells.
Yeah,
that just makes this more interesting. I'll relay that information in a condensed form to everyone, just letting them know that we definitely want to stay quiet here, since what we've seen, or at least what others have seen and relayed to us, is like an early warning system. And not that we could teleport before, but we definitely can't teleport now.
Biff would joke that this Gregor person was paranoid, but with devils and imps actively petitioning us for assistance. If not, think so.
No, it seems like he's the exactly right level of paranoid.
Exactly the right level of paranoid. So you guys kind of regroup, talk it over, and you continue on. So far, there have been no major blockages, no major obstacles leading between you and the ziggurat in the distance. Do you guys take any particular, what's the word, precautions as you carry on forward?
Nothing super special from Biff, just high vigilance.
Yeah, continue to keep watch.
Yeah, just keeping an eye on things and making sure nothing sneaks up on us.
Yep, same. Continuing to scout. I'm not going to chase that creature, but I will keep an extra sharp eye in the direction that it went.
Okay.
Are we still seeing those runes on the trees?
You're still seeing them, yes. Why are you like this? Don't be like this. Okay. So, you guys have moved for about an hour under the effects of Pass Without a Trace spell. And after such a time, the spell begins to subside. The shadows begin to bleed away from you and your party. An hour passes. Bones, you saw that thing in the distance. You continue to scout and keep your eyes peeled. Nothing much catches your eye. As you move quietly and carefully, none of you have misstepped enough to create the noise needed to draw attention to you, or so you all believe. He's been moving quietly and carefully. This isn't your first goddamn rodeo.
That's why they gave us the nice shiny badges.
That's why you get the nice shiny badges. So, eventually, you all hear the sound of a faint burbling, a babbling, a trickling of water, and smell the scent of fresh pond, stream, water. Activate. As the day grows longer, you, let's see, find yourselves, players, player character.
I'm on the left.
You're on the left.
I'm in
And
danger.
everybody, you're in danger. Can everyone
I'm on a
see?
horse.
Yep.
Okay. I'm placing people on the map. I'm not sure if everyone can see before I put the token, or if I have to put the token.
It's a little gray. There we go. We got light.
If
a little
Unstuck
gray.
has taught me anything, you have to place the token first. Hear it every time we change maps.
Gotcha. Good to know.
Yep.
Um,
I could see it before, but now I can actually see the light.
Now you can see. Excellent. Feel free to place your pets down as you see fit. You enter into a thinning of the woods as this stream has kind of carved through some rocky and boulder-touched terrain. There are patches in these woods where the canopy is thick and dense and snuffs out the light surrounding you, producing zones of darkness where it's a little too dark to see. Let's see. Or you still have access to Leif?
We
haven't replaced his name or token with the new with Everard. So I just put him down as a token as a placeholder for the Steel Defender.
Okay. Let's see. I think he reacts to your character level and such. His max HP should be correct. Feel free to restore the HP, and we'll just use the token as then, until we get token art for him. But he's a humanoid shape, right?
Yes, he is. The other token was a Mastiff that was steel, so I was just like, I'm just going to use this one because it's the closest.
Yeah. If you can find a picture of like something close to it while we game, I can swap the token out super quick. Just let me know. But until then, so let's some new music. Yeah, that'll do.
There are rocks around here. Gonna use the guerrilla warfare insurgent background to like really get a good search around for something that might be really cool to use.
All right, so what? Can you post that background or just describe it real quick?
Yeah.
Guerrilla warfare. Forest streams can't benefit features of ambushes. You quickly survey your environment for advantageous features. Additionally, you can scavenge around. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so you begin to search the area immediately for things that can help you. You recognize that these stones are particularly tall. This one juts out of the forest in such a way that you could scale them and get a better view of the area around you. You could also use these large stones for cover, half cover. It's functionally gives you benefits to AC if you can interpose yourself, halfway at least between a creature and a wall. These are all functionally walls if you put your back to them or move around them. As far as setting up an ambush, the ground is soft in some places. You could dig some pits. You could lay down some pitfall traps, or some of the trees look as though they would be viable for setting up sturdy log traps, swinging log traps. Improvised torches, ropes. There are a number of hanging vines nearby in the trees that you could simply reach up, cut off, and use as rope to tie a creature up or to, pull or drag something.
Biff is actually gonna get some vine rope because pretty sure we've been like using a lot of rope and it'd be cool to just refresh that.
All right, so the closest one would be over here, near Roar and his construct, Evrard. Evrard?
Yes, Evrard.
Evrard. Okay. Thought I was doing it right. Cool. So you begin to go about cutting some vines down. Looking about the area, Verdi, Bones, Karn. You guys are more in tune with nature than most. Give me a nature check.
$15.
15.
19.
19.
What kind of roll is this?
Nature. 16. So 16, 18, and 19? No one rolled beneath a 15. So the three of you, as you're looking about the area, you see the stream kind of cutting through the woods. You find that these pockets of shadow in the trees are denser than you would expect. They are unnaturally dark. Just like Verdi's Pass Without a Trace had kind of clung to you, almost like inky smoke. The shade seems to cling to these trees. You know, the way is ahead, following this thin stream will lead eventually toward the ziggurat. The sun is approaching its apex, and soon you'll be working against the clock to get there.
How many hours have we been traveling?
About, let's see, you guys got out of the boat, out of Mortimer's at around 1. It's now almost 4.
Should we camp here and finish in the morning, or?
Perhaps we take a break. Biff wants to push this a little bit farther, see how close we can get without running into issues.
Fair enough.
Perhaps a small break is necessary, though. I've been traveling a little bit.
Alright, so you guys proceed to take a break?
Yes.
Short
Okay.
rest.
Alright, so, who's making camp? Who's preparing the area to rest? You guys just finding a rock and sitting? Are you guys sitting all together?
I think we should sit in the trees behind, some half cover so we can like quickly go prone and hide if need be.
And you'll mention that I have access to the tiny hut.
I also have access to the tiny hut, so one of us could just cast it and we'll be down a 3rd level spell, but we have plenty.
Well,
Sure.
I have it as a ritual, so I can just spend 10 minutes to cast it and not use a spell slot.
Okay, well, that'd be good then. And while you're doing that, Biff is gonna like look around. just double check, make sure that there aren't any patrols just um coming too close. But otherwise, he's gonna just hunker down and wait.
Okay. Does anyone have a passive perception below 12?
No, not me.
Erp.
Nope.
Nope.
12 exactly.
12 exactly.
This is the perceptive side of the party.
Okay. Who is within range? Who can see in the dark is the good question. Hold on a second. We should have dark vision.
And
I think with Tiny Hut being cast as a ritual, then we would all be within the tiny hut.
We would have to
Yes.
clump up a little bit. 10-foot radius.
Let's see. 60 feet of. That makes sense. Okay. There we go. So, oh, Leah, you have dark vision as well.
Yes.
Excellent. So, Leah, Verdi, and Bones, you become aware of motion in the distance. You become aware of the presence of entities nearby, that you are not alone. Roar, Evrard begins to stand and point their face in the direction of something in the dark. And it's only their loyalty to you that prevents them from marching off and facing it. Oh, shit, Galleon, gotta put him on the map. Here we go. There he is. There's the boy. Turning your attention into the woods, those of you with dark vision can spot the presence of shambling, tattered skeletons, dressed in old and crumbling leather garments. They wield what looks to be rusted weaponry on their waists, on their back. They begin to sort of move and fan out, slowly stalking forward, searching the area, meandering. At first, there are 3. As a 4th begins to march out from the darkness and into the thicket nearby. Bones and Verdi and Leah, you can see that there are faint violet pinpricks in the eye sockets of this creature. Its weapons look no better for wear, but it holds itself with a bit more balance and seems to move with purpose. It looks agitated. It looks feral.
To be sure, we've not seen any bones from fallen skeletons, have we?
You haven't come across any dead. You've seen meandering and walking undead, but you haven't seen any, what's the word? Inert skeletons, no. What's everybody doing?
Well, Biff doesn't know about it, so he's killing it. Well, he's looking out. He just doesn't have dark vision.
Yeah, Karn is likewise sitting on the edge of the tiny hut staring out into the woods, blissfully unaware of what's out there since he doesn't have dark vision
You've
either.
had a chance to happen yet because
Yeah, you haven't had the 10 minutes to ritual cast it, so as you're preparing to sit and cast your spell,
In
that's
that
when
case,
those,
I'm hanging out by this tree.
that's when those with dark vision begin to notice these things kind of meandering through the woods. And Biff, as you're searching for items in the woods, you see as, let's see, you should be able to see 3 of them now. Yep.
I see 3.
As they step out of the inky black and into the dim light around them.
And does Biff see one with the violet pinpricks?
What's your passive perception?
I think 17. Make sure.
Yeah, you'd be able to see this one moving about.
Okay. And to be sure, that's the only one with violet pinpricks
That you can see.
that I can see. Okay. Is Bones actually right next to Biff?
Let's go round robin. Biff, you catch sight of it. Bones, you catch sight and you begin to move.
I'll move closer. Yeah.
Sure. Is there anything else that you're doing as you kind of like, cat? I don't want to say you get the butt wiggles, but
pulling my Golocks.
all right, you preparing for a fight?
Having Tabaxi version of butt wiggles. Yes.
Hell yeah.
Well,
All right.
Biff is gonna point out that no, they haven't seen any other fallen scouts, so this is going to probably raise some quiet alert. If we even if we immediately take these guys out, losing a whole team might mean something to the person within. So again, do we take them out and just deal with it, or do we look for another place to camp?
I'm on team take them out.
We all know Gallium wants to take something out.
He sees that the party's beginning to move and starts to meander closer, spying the dead in the woods. He pulls the shield off of his back and quietly rips the haft of his hammer.
Can Arcana check to see the difference between Mr. Purple Eyes and the others?
You can certainly try.
I also have a question, DM.
Sure.
So I don't have dark vision, but I do see some things. Yep, that's what I was asking about. I was going to ask if I could do a perception to see if I notice anything suspicious in that direction.
You can roll perception. You're looking into the dark. You're rolling at disadvantage, but you can roll perception.
It's like 4 in the afternoon. You know what? Let me check something real quick. I'll check in on me after Leah.
After Leah? Okay. 17. With 17 Arcana, you see not only the pinpricks of purple, violet in this creature's eye sockets, you see a very faint shimmering, like a heat mirage around this creature as it stands in the dim light. The shadow seems to be alive. While touching it, it is imbued with some kind of negative power, shadow power. It's been suffused with some kind of energy, for certain. What it does, you're not certain. You don't know what effect it might have. You can surmise that it may have some inherent magic inside of it that perhaps it can utilize. 20 with disadvantage, you're kidding.
I am a very perceptive Warforged.
Perceptive. So you cannot see into the dark around you. However, you do hear sounds of movement in the woods in this direction. As you are listening carefully and quietly, You hear a branch snap, and then silence. Almost as though something with a modicum of intelligence is stalking in those woods.
I'm going to turn slowly so I can look back at the group, and I see some people starting to move off to the north. I'm going to hold up my spear and waggle it for some attention, and then point in the direction of the noise.
Okay. So, it seems like you guys are all gearing up for a fight.
Seems so.
Something
I mean,
standing between.
I would have gladly like slowly traipsed around this rock as they passed by.
So with that, I would like everyone to roll for initiative. I'm going to take a brief break as you guys roll. Let me start the combat encounter. There we go. Should be able to right-click yourself and mark as ready for a fight. I'll be back in a sec.
Holy shit, I rolled pretty high for once.
Remind me how to roll initiative.
There's an invisible icon on the right-hand side of your entry on the combat tracker.
Thank you.
Oh hey, guess what? Isn't that a karma die? That's a nat 20.
Who got a nat 20?
You did.
Oh shit, I got a nat 20. I should have realized I only have +1 to my dexterity, so if I got a 21. Thank you.
You're welcome.
The pool ripples with excitement.
Ripple.
The pool ripples. Yeah.
I'll be right back. I gotta go rescue a wizard.
Okay.
So question, DM, because it's so dim and dark in these jungles, if we were to venture into the thicket, we would essentially be fighting in darkness, more or less, right?
You'd be fighting in darkness, yeah.
Okay.
I've set it up so that your token should see what you can see. So not everyone is seeing the same canvas right now. Some enemies are hidden without hiding them.
I'm back. Sorry about
Welcome
that.
back.
Welcome back.
Merlin was having a hissy fit.
Elton's rolling publicly.
Oh no. I don't want to roll publicly. I want to roll privately.
Skeleton. Yay.
Bones rustling in the distance.
Okay. I think that worked. Excellent. Bear with me one moment, guys. Yeah, that'll do. So, at the top of the order, we'll begin combat. And all of my monsters pop out on me.
They might be on the combat tracker, but I can't see them on the map.
That's A-okay.
I just imagine all of the monsters coming free of the board and just floating around aimlessly.
Just appearing and then existing.
Just floating like oil in water.
Some of these goddamn names.
Some of these goddamn names. So, as you guys begin to prepare for a fight, something shifts in the air. And the skeleton with the pinprick eyes becomes aware of those standing in the light with a baleful, angry. It begins to charge forward, its bones and weapons clattering. Range weapon? Oh, yeah. It darts forward and reaches one hand backward, its fingers crackling as the tips of the bony digits flash with this vibrant, arcane light. The fingers pop off of its hand, and these little tiny missile-like projectiles of bone and necrotic energy start spiraling toward you, Karn. I'm going to assume that a 14 does not hit your AC.
I raise my shield and I take it on that.
So as the bony digits protrude and smack into your shield, they shatter and burst with this sensation that you can only describe as wrong. It feels icky, it feels gross, it feels unnatural. It reaches to its side and grasps its scimitar with what's left of its fingers. That's its turn. Biff, Karn, Bones. Biff, you're up first.
Alright, mechanics question. Is it possible to attempt stealth after taking a ranged attack? After doing a ranged attack?
If you have cover to hide behind, you can... Once you make the attack, your stealth is blown. If you have 2 levels in Rogue, you can take Cunning Action to hide after you make an attack. Hiding is an action.
Alright, so...
Unless you have something... unless your monk has the ability to hide as a bonus action, you would have to spend an action to hide and then attack. But once you've made the attack, you are spotted until you hide.
Okay. And moving back in the darkness of the thicket and such would not help, correct?
If these things can't see in the dark, they won't be able to see you. Let's give you just a quick history, arcana, something to let you know whether or not we can. I mean, you've been an adventurer for a bit.
History.
History, okay.
Ooh, that's bad. 3
Beat it
on
down.
die.
Ooh.
History is +0, so that's a 3.
3, you are not sure if skeletons can see in the dark or not.
Okay. Well, this is gonna do the thing anyway. Step out. Step out. And you use his crossbow to attack that guy.
John Skellerman? Sure.
Get back to that screen. Oh my god, please don't do this. Okay, there we go. Sorry, not advantage.
Not advantage?
No, because he's hidden, so would that be an advantage?
You're not sure if you're hidden or not. So you make your attack and, 1 second.
First one was a 7.
Okay.
7 on die plus 6 is 15.
Okay.
Plus 3 plus 4.
1 moment. Hopefully that doesn't fucking me up. So yeah, your attack does hit. You are not hidden, so you can't benefit from sneak attack. What's your total damage?
14.
From a crossbow?
Oh no, that's the roll. I'm sorry, this thing is weird. Rolling damage. Seven. 7 piercing, I should say.
7 points of piercing damage. Okay. Oh, cool. That's automated? That's kind of cool. So, you fire your crossbow bolt at the shadowy creature, and its body lights up with this purple flame momentarily. You're not certain. You are not certain how much damage you've actually done. It turns about and faces to look at you, looking not much worse for wear.
Alright, it looks at me just in time to eat another bolt in the face.
You're using a crossbow?
Yeah.
Do you have crossbow expert?
No, but would double attack or whatever not apply to that?
You have to load it, which takes an action.
Okay.
You can still charge and punch it.
Not from this far away. So Biff is going to retreat into the shadows. And that will be turn.
That'll turn. Okay. So you retreat. Karn is up. Bone is on deck.
All right, so after making my signal, I am going to slam the butt of my staff, of my spear into the ground. Use my bonus action to grow ridges of spine across my body as I start to swell, and I cast Guardian of Nature in the form of the Primal Beast. So I now have dark vision.
Dark vision. So, you now have dark vision. Let me check that real quick. 60 feet.
120.
I see everything.
You see everything. In fact, you have superior dark vision right now. You have 120 feet, so there's not much that you can't see. As you summon the power of nature and change your form, you can peer into the thicket. You see, gathered among this rogues gallery of entities, is a number of different kinds of undead. You see one that looks to be made of desiccated and leathery scales, bearing a reptile-like face. It is the hulking form of a lizard man, long since spoiled. You see what looks to be a zombie of some kind, its face withered, its brow knitted, filled with malice and an intelligence that is uncommon to the dead. You see far in the distance there is a skeleton that is meandering. Its bones are lined with veins of crackling red light. Spires seem to extend out of its body, jagged, crystalline red spires. You recognize these from your first encounter with the Sentinels.
We are surrounded. I am Khan.
Something catches your attention as you stare into the darkness. You see a hooded figure. Its face is leathery. Where there should be eyes are slitted, gaped holes. Where there should be a nose and a mouth is just a gaping, elongated void. Seeing it in the dark and staring at it from a distance, fills you with a kind of dread you have not felt in some time.
Is that this one over here?
Yep. That one
Okay.
catches your attention.
I go charging forward, and as I charge forward, I pitch forward as all my plates and parts begin to shift and spin and turn, and I go full on Kylakarn.
Okay, go ahead and kill a card. Do you remember how to polymorph?
I am going to try.
Good luck.
Nope, that's not it. Nope, that's not it. Nope, that's not it.
Open up your character sheet and drag the beast into the character sheet. Then hit wild shape.
The beast is not in our actor list.
One moment. Alright, check now under monsters, dinosaurs.
Ah, there we go.
Permissions got janky. Proceed.
Okay, wild shape.
Perfect.
Sweet! I lost my vision.
Does Ankylokarn have dark vision?
My concentration on spells carry over into wild shape.
It was the primal
okay.
beast.
Yep. And I have 40 feet of movement speed. Oh, incidentally, as I transform, the air around me begins to fog as my core temperature drops, and I have blue light shining in my eyes, and frost covers my armor plates as I adopt a cold form with my elemental fury. Yeah, I'm gonna move that.
There we go.
You know what? Let's not fully leave the party space. I'm gonna go here. I go galumphing into the woods,
Okay.
and that's it for me.
You go galumphing. Does anything happen when you are next to someone in this form?
Nope. It's just if I spend spell slots during my attack, I can do cold damage with some bonus effects.
Got it. Switch to monster blocks. Alright, next up, we've got Bones. Bones, you're up.
Yeah. I am gonna do some stuff. I want to check the spell description of one thing first.
Sure. I can say for certain that bards are kind of hard.
All of my spells are fuck with it spells. I just wanted to see if any would be super relevant to the situation. I don't think that they would be great against undead though. So when in doubt, run in and stab it really quick.
Okay. I think you have some abilities that are good for stabbing.
I have lots of abilities that are good for stabbing.
Okay.
Oh, hello everybody.
Hi, everybody. So you dart into the woods, into the darkness, and it's dim light for you here, right?
Yep.
So you don't make attacks at disadvantage. You attack just fine. You are currently flanked. You see there are a number of skeletons nearby, and a number of half-formed zombies. They still have some flesh attached to them, though it is leathery and kind of barely hanging on. look tepid. They look emaciated and frail.
Cool. Well, I have 2 Golocks, so at least there's that. Just double checking my flourishes.
It's fun. Take your time. I think we're all trying some new things tonight.
Cool. Okay, I'm gonna use Slashing Flourish. I can expend 1 use of my Bardic Inspiration die to cause the weapon to deal extra damage to the target you hit and any other creature of your choice that you can see within 5 feet. Damage equals the
Okay.
number you roll on your Inspiration dice.
So you kind of like cut through one and into the other.
Basically, I just whirling dervish and hit the one in front of me
That's
and the one
useful.
behind me.
That's pretty cool.
Sorry, I think I put my finger up the button. Yeah, whirling dervish. I hit the one in front of me and the one behind me.
Excellent.
Let's attack with some Golocks. $17 to hit.
Very cool. That's going to hit. These guys are wearing next to nothing for the armor, so you manage to just start cutting and cleaving at bits, exposed bits.
That feels really low. Hold on. Oh, it's because I rolled really low. Okay.
You rolled really low. Okay.
But the one behind me gets an inspiration dice of damage to the face. So let me roll that as well. I think my inspiration is 1d6. Let me just double check. Sorry, it's first time really fighting as a bard.
It's all good.
There we go. Actually, sent it to minus and not -6.
All my rogue stuff is not here. What the fuck? Sorry, my bard stuff. I think it's 1d6 at this point.
One moment. How many levels in Bard?
6.
Level 6.
I for some reason don't have a counter for my bardic inspiration, nor do I have a counter, any notes as to what my inspiration is.
It's a D8.
It's a d8? Okay.
Yep, you have your bardic inspiration is a number of D8s equal to your charisma bonus.
Alright. Alright, so that's a 7 to the guy behind me.
Excellent. Skeletons are not resistant to. You managed to. You managed to rough both of them up, cutting into vital joints that they need to move with. They are very much engaged with you now. So that was movement, action. Anything their bonus action?
Yeah, I'm going to hit him again.
Offhand attack?
Offhand attack, but I have 2 weapon fighting.
Okay. So you add your proficiency.
Just the one in front of me this time.
Okay.
$21 hit.
That's gonna hit. 21's gonna hit.
7.
7 on the money. You turn, twist, stab one, cut into the other, lift up from your duck, and neatly lop its head off. It falls to the ground, rattles its last rattle, and goes still.
Hey, there's a lot over here if anyone wants to come over.
It does not make its fortitude save. All right, so that's movement, that's action, that's bonus action. We're going to switch to monster blocks, because hell yeah, monster blocks. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, so this one in the back, you see it moves with, moves rapidly, as though emboldened by the darkness around it. It looks upon you, the caster who has approached, and pulls from the ground a moat of darkness. It begins to weave and twist and pull, and as you watch this creature, you see that it is remarkably well formed for an undead entity. Its skin is tight and pallid and somewhat green, but it seems to be missing the telltale signs of decay. And as you puzzle this over with your Ankylosaurus mentality, the creature lifts its hand up, and a vision appears before your eyes, a brief flicker, as you discern a pattern of light in the air. It's going to cast a block pattern.
Can I see this?
Yes.
And Bones would have a pretty good idea that it's a charm.
Yeah, you've seen the spell before. You've seen hypnotic pattern.
Okay, good to know.
Just post that up.
You'd think I'd have that spell memorized by how often Vanya uses it.
How often Vanya uses it?
I always double checking counter charm, but it's an action, so you might be stuck a little bit.
Shit, dude.
What's the save?
What?
So you don't have terror spell?
This is going to be a... one sec. Wisdom saving throw.
Oh, that's fine. 24.
24. You spot the effect. You look away in time to avoid its effect.
He kind of looks up at me and says his mystical mumbo jumbo in my face as he casts the pattern, and I just lean forward and roar back at him.
Very cool.
Max, come here.
Alright, so it can either do an attack or make a spell. It failed its spell, so it's going to move using the remainder.
Big beer.
It's going to take a step backward. One step backward. Okay,
Oh, I thought it was the one in front of me. Good to know.
good to know. Alright, this guy's up. What's this guy do?
Nothing good, I'm sure.
Nothing
Oh
good.
God! Oh,
Within 30 feet?
Oh god.
Within 30 feet. Hold on, are
I
you...
have an evil plan. Don't worry.
So should I draw the moonbeam over in that corner?
So I didn't take counter spell. You know what I did take?
You could. One,
Major
There's
illusion.
two.
There's some bad things over
Sorry,
here.
major image.
The bad thing shambles forward, and it looks in your direction.
Mhm.
It remains in the dim of the jungle and seems to shy away from the light around it. It looks about momentarily gazing across the group before turning its eyeless face on you. Let's see. As it stares at you, You feel the world kind of fleet away, growing distant. You sense that it's staring at you, but staring into you. It approaches further. And a little closer. Lifts up a finger. And it attempts to reach out to touch you. Actually, no. It's not going to touch you. It's going to point and stare. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Ooh. Thankfully, that is done with. No. Basic Karn has better Constitution than Enkylo Karn. Good to know for the future. All right, Enkylo Karn, go. Can I use the Karma dice to reroll that?
You should.
Fine with me.
Not my
Yeah, do
call,
the
but
thing.
you should.
Doing the thing. Moderately better.
If you meet it, you beat it. You feel the life attempting to leap out of your body. It holds its ground and stands before you. Okay, this guy's gonna move. I like these guys. So, not unfamiliar to you. You've run into this creature before. It's going to move deeper into the woods. Look at you, the biggest creature in the room. It reaches to its chest, tears off a rib, and hurls it at you. Does a 23 hit your AC?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not sure with machines. Damage, normal. All right, so as this spinning boomerang-like rib smashes into one of your joints, wedging into your armor, you take 13 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Do you have tremor sense or anything?
No, just dark vision.
Okay. It's going to be its turn. What's your passive perception? Like a million? 23?
It's pretty damn high.
So you don't see anything.
That's like
But you sense movement nearby. Something fast flits through the woods. Maybe 10, 15 feet away. There's a brief rustle in the trees, but your eyes cannot discern what it is you have observed, as though it is unseen in the dim light. Skeleman. Skeleman is going to move toward you, Bones. Skeleman is going to make an attack with a short sword and attempt to strike you. Assuming a 9 does not hit your Bardly AC.
Nope.
That's his turn. Gallium's up. He sees that you are surrounded. He cannot get to you because you are quick like a bunny. What the fuck does this spell do? Is this from a UA?
That is quick, like bunny.
He is quick like bunny. Alright, so he rushes 5, 10, 15, 20. He's going to reach the end of his movement here. He is going to get close to Shadow Skeleton here. But instead of engaging, he reaches out toward you, Bones, and utters a phrase in Dwarven. And you speak Dwarven.
Oh, yes. Yes, I do.
And you hear him just cry out,
May the forge fire burn the unworthy.
the ground nearby you rumbles as a column of light explodes from the ground. And for a moment, you're in Thorax Forge. The heat of the forge flame, the scent of the smithing reagents catches you off guard as both of these skeletons briefly catch fire. This one fails. This one passes. So this guy here, he is immolated. Like cinder, its body erupts. Let's see. No damage on a save. So the second one manages to dance out of the way. That's it for Galleon. Verdi, you're up.
Alright, so there seems to be only one after Bones right now, but is it up next? No, it's past. I don't like this one. So I'm gonna shoot moon arrows at it.
At John Skeleton?
Yeah, the one with the big purple eyeballs and all that shit.
Oh yeah,
I don't
yeah,
like
the one
it.
that reeks of shadow energy. Go for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot him.
Alright, you knock an arrow, and between your fingers, a glint of solid moonlight takes form. This intricate and beautiful arrow, faintly transparent between your fingertips. It's hard to tell where the light of the arrow and the paleness of your skin end and begin.
So does a 26 hit?
26 is going to hit.
Alright. That's 11 points of radiant damage.
So, the arrow strikes it in its chest, and then bursts like a flare. It begins to flail and shift, trying to pack down the burning lunar flame that's now engulfing it.
I'm gonna shoot it again.
Okay. You knock another empty arrow, and moonlight manifests between your fingertips.
Does a 16 hit?
16's gonna hit.
Nice. That's 8 points of radiant.
It seems unhappy as the glittering fire of the moon starts to wreath its way up around its head, its shoulders, its neck, quickly immolating it. It's still moving, but the effect of your arrows seems to be doing numbers.
Alright, I'm gonna keep Natasha behind me because there's a lot of them, and yeah, that'll end my turn.
Okay. Let's see here. We have movement speed of this many. You can't move that fast. From the deeper thicket barrels forth a muscular and pale-skinned creature its mouth full of fangs, its face is vaguely humanoid, with a blunted nose and very faintly tipped, almost elven ears. As it dashes forward, it lets out this guttural cry of defiance and anger, its tongue lolling free from its mouth like a wild animal. Karn, just like before, this creature seems to be too well put together, too muscular, and too alive to be undead. It's going to dart out of the darkness and into the dim light, flanking or beginning to flank you, Karn. That's its turn. It's used its action to double move. Roar, you're up.
Okay. Ow!
Hold on, he's being attacked by a wizard IRL.
You're a wizard, Ari.
You're a hairy wizard.
You're a hairy wizard.
It is a very fuzzy wizard. Who's learned to go for the throat somehow.
Yeah, he learned to go for the throat, and when I don't allow him the throat, he opens his mouth up as big as he can and he bites my cheek.
Oh, God. Let her do that to my
so-
chin.
Let's see.
Okay,
Okay, I did see him pop up. Okay.
Yes.
And nope, they're still beyond my vision. I just watched him run that way. So I will move. I'll move there to get a better view of what the fuck's going on. And okay, so I'm gonna double check my range here, make sure I'm seeing what I think I see. Yeah, I should see those. Okay. So I'll seeing what I'm seeing here, seeing that Karn is currently flanked. I am going to Eldritch Blast the tongue lashing fucker that just took flanking.
Sure.
Does a 13 hit?
On the money.
Awesome. So 7 force damage to that fucker.
7 force damage. All right. So you strike him in the back with your Eldritch Blast. Don't you roll 2 at this level?
Yeah, it's one attack per beam, and I'm going to be using my
Gotcha.
second beam on a different fucker.
So as
my
you strike
second-
it, as you strike it on the shoulder, it lurches and doubles back and snarls, and it lifts its arms, preparing to attack the ankylosaur, and growls at it.
You will not take it. It is ours.
Proceed with your second attack.
Okay, and just make sure I'm seeing right. This thing back here, is that indeed an explodey fucker?
Yeah, it looks familiar.
Do I recall if they're just on a hair trigger or if they have to take a certain amount of damage?
Last you checked, they can. It appears as though they explode when they die, and they can choose to explode early.
Okay. Then yeah, there's so many things I don't understand on the screen. I will attack. I will throw one of those attacks at it to try and get rid of it faster, because I know that they can be bad news. So that would be a 19 on die 27, and that takes 5 force damage.
5 force damage. You see the cracks along its body begin to deepen and brighten with a more vibrant shade of red, appearing to activate.
I will then, for my bonus action, yell out to my construct. Get behind the long tongue thing that's attacking the Karn, the dinosaur. And he move with a dash to put himself at flanking.
I think his movement speed is 40, actually.
Is it?
Yeah. Steel Companions, or Iron Companions, whatever they are.
Yeah.
Protectors, yeah. Steel Defenders have a movement of 40 or 50.
Ow. Okay. Then I will just do the full 40. And since he's there, he will attack.
And
that
you
action
guys are both
is still
constructs.
there.
Force empowered rend. All right. With advantage. 21 hits.
Sweet. Normal hit. So that's 6 force damage to the asshole from the rear.
All right, you wallop it. You take a chunk of flesh out of its shoulder as you attack it from behind.
And I believe I still use a feature here. Still getting attacked by a kitten, so it's distracting me.
Arcane Jolt?
I think I have. Yeah, I think I was going to use Arcane Jolt. I can't get that to pull up right now because the cat is attacking me.
I believe it is your... Arcane Jolt, where the hell is it? Arcane Jolt. It takes 2d6 extra force damage. Or you can heal a creature.
Okay, let me... I'm gonna do 2d6 extra force damage to this tongue lashing fucker because for some reason I feel threatened by him more.
He's very threatening. It's on.
So 10 more force damage.
10 more force damage. You wallop it, and you see the ripples of force just jiggle through its body. It still stands. It is dense. It is durable.
Well, that will be my turn. Yeah. Do I? Out of a quick question, do I recognize any of these other creatures other than the explodey fucker, or are they pretty much foreign to me?
Roll. What check would you deem appropriate? Religion, history, Arcana.
This would have to be history, I guess, because
okay.
I'm not sure how Arcana would fit. Let me get that pulled up again.
I mean, they're monsters in a magical world. All types of magic can make undead things. It's just the flavor of the knowledge check.
Yeah, we're gonna go with history.
History. So with a 10? With a 10, you recognize that tongue guy. Tongue guy is a ghast. They are an intelligent form of undead. They typically survive by gorging on living flesh. They can't live without feeding off of living sentient creatures.
Huh.
What else would you know about them with a 10? You know there's something dangerous about their claws. There's like their lore, history, something to do with elves. But you don't want to get hit by their claws.
All right, then as a last-ditch thing at the end of my turn, I'll scream out, the big asshole's aghast, avoid getting slashed by his claws, at Karn, showing that he should be able to understand me.
Moo indeed.
And that'll be my turn.
Okay. Bones, as you set out into the woods and continue to fight, you find that there are more shambling creatures meandering. With renewed vigor, this one shambles and shifts and moves to take a position next to the other zombie. It's going to attempt to swing at you. It's going to attempt to try to swing its arms up and down in a sort of half-hearted attempt to hit you.
It can certainly try.
I'm sure 11 doesn't hit.
Nope.
Nope. Let's see. Can this guy get here? Nope. He can get here, though. This one's going to step on top of its buddy beneath it. And it's going to attempt to try to hit you. Does an 18 hit your AC?
Yes, that does it.
It's gonna... Okay, let's see. You find that you're getting very quickly surrounded. And as these things are moving and kind of groping and attacking, you realize quickly that this could become a problem if there's more than just two. So it's going to roll on its damage. You take one bludgeoning damage as the minion manages to land a blow.
It's doing its best.
It's doing its best. All right. This guy is going to move 30 feet out from the darkness and into the din. The ghoul attempts to lunge out and bite at you, Karn. 9 does not hit your AC. Leah, you're up.
Okay, so quick question. I am assigned dark vision, correct? And I don't know if I should be seeing things over in this corner.
Oh, hold on. Vision. Hold on. 60 feet.
Yay! That thing down there.
That down there is, it appears to be an undead lizard folk.
I didn't even see that on the goddamn list.
Hey, thanks for the reminder.
So I've been like viewing all these icons, like, ooh, what's that? What's that? What's that?
What's that piece of candy? Okay, so he's now initiative. Thank you. Thank you for giving us homework, teacher. You're up.
I'm about to drop a moonbeam on the Bodak and the husk zombie, so
Heck yeah.
I guess I should figure that out.
Wait, their names aren't hidden? Oh, shit. Oh, no. Nobody look at the PHP.
I'm not.
I know none of you guys would. And if you recognize what it is, you'll probably play dumb to humor me. Very cool. So you place the moonbeam down. So at the start of their turn, they make their check. And
Yep.
16 con save.
Yep.
16 con save. Got it.
I'm gonna pass that at, because I don't like the various things that the DM is saying about that other character. I'm gonna pass that at 4th level. There is dim light in that circle.
The light is, it's dim light?
Yeah.
Okay, one moment.
Cast light.
Lights. And what is it, 10 feet?
5-foot radius, yeah.
Okay. That should actually change things a little bit. It might want you to place the marker down.
I mean, I did place the marker down?
No. Hold on. Did you already expend the spell slot?
Not yet. I'm trying to like get it to expend.
Moonbeam. Consume spell slot. 2nd level or 3rd level?
4th level.
4th level. Cast spell. Okay, there we go. There we go. So you can click damage or you can roll damage, whatever you prefer.
I'm kind of looking to see where any of those buttons are, and I can't find them.
It's under rolls, next to in character. It's an item card that's in chat.
I don't have any spell thing.
Oh, did I do it in Viz? Hold on.
Privately rolled some dice. There we go.
Reveal. Sorry about that.
Okay.
I'm a big derp.
It's okay. I couldn't find out where that to make that happen was, so.
Cool beans.
I'm gonna stay where I am because I'm squishy.
Okay. Do you roll for damage when they fail the check?
I believe so.
I think Moonbeam's at the start of their turn.
All right, so you roll damage at the start of the turn. All right.
Yeah.
So you'll hold position.
One that carries over every turn, or if I re-roll, but
We'll say you can re-roll it for each time you do damage.
okay.
All right. So this guy is going to run toward Everard. He's going to attempt to take a bite out of you. Does a 13 hit?
The other cat.
Has the cat stolen Sam again?
Nope.
Oh, sorry.
No, sorry. What?
All right. Everard's AC?
Everett's is.
Does a 13 hit?
I don't think so. Hold on.
So hold on.
His sheet takes
a minute to reopen for me every time I name it. His ace. What? His
If you right click the token, okay. If you right click the token too, it should say the AC above its head.
Oh.
I think.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yep.
is the AC.
Yeah, that is the AC. Yeah, 15.
All right. So the first attack fails.
No.
It rears. It's going to rear back and make another attack at Everard. 23. I'm assuming hits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It's going to roll damage. Let's see, 8 points of slashing damage as its undead claws dig into Everard's chassis. The husk.
Oh hey, saving throw.
He must make a saving throw.
Oh, what the hell?
What the hell?
I accidentally.
Oh, did you kill your doggo?
Yeah, because he was
There we go.
still.
Yeah, because he was
when I
still highlighted when I
backspaced
the hit points and then hit enter. It confirmed the deletion.
Oh, shit. Okay. All right. So he just crit his con save. The good kind of crit, not the bad kind of crit.
Well, he still
These are-
takes half damage.
Half damage. So
I'm
it's
trying to click on the damage to make it roll, but it's not doing it.
so when you click damage, it should open up a second window that asks damage, whether it's self or public or whatever.
Well,
Should
should
be
break out, so it's trying to do something.
Okay. You can roll 4d10. Okay, so it takes half of that.
So 9 radiant.
9 points of radiant damage. Okay. So this guy is going to move out of the moonbeam and start wailing on Karn. First attack is an 8, does not hit. Second attack is a 10, does not hit. It's going to end its turn there. The last of the 3 minions cannot get into position to flank. It's going to move here. And actually, only 30 feet of movement, so it's going to end its turn there. Last turn. Top of the order. Shadow Skeleton. Alright, 2 scimitar attacks. This one is now engaged with Gallium. It's going to make 2 attacks against the Warforged. 20 hits.
I'm gonna reboot my server connection because that might be why things are laggy bad for me.
It could be. So Gallium takes a crack across his breastplate, the scimitar crackling with violent energy. It leaves a mark as though heated metal. It's going to make another attack. 18 is going to hit. So it is well and truly engaged with Gallium. Gallium takes 2 blows, shrugs them off, and gets on the defensive. Biff, you're up.
Alright, I had to just fix. Doesn't matter. Biff is gonna run to Bone. Or not. 40 feet. Use his silver fighting chain. Swing it around and attack from here. It's a ranged weapon. At the one he can.
Okay.
$11 a hit.
11's going to hit.
Alright, damage. 7 points of slashing.
7 points of slashing. So you lash out with the chain. It loops around its neck and pulls its head clear off its shoulders.
Alright, Biff can't do anything. Can't attack anything else from here. Knowing that there is so much more down there. Quick check. For the bonus action, Biff is going to activate his fiery elemental stance.
All right. You tap into the Stone of Chaos and you begin to glow with a faint red aura.
And that will be time.
All right. Karn, you're up. So, Karn, as you begin your turn, a couple things happen. One, you become acutely aware of just the horrendous stench surrounding you. The creature to your left, it has a smell that is both at the same time repulsive as it is terrifying. However, you're a construct. I don't think you can be poisoned.
Yeah, I have advantage on saving throws against the poison condition.
You're not immune to the poison? You're not immune to the poison condition? Oh, in your current form. Because, okay, cool. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Even in my natural form, I've got resistance to poison and immune to disease.
Got it.
Constitution saving throw?
Constitution saving throw.
Okay. And I have advantage against being poisoned.
This is a poison effect, so yes. So you have advantage on the save. 15 beats it. So you acclimate quickly to the stank and find that you are not poisoned by it. However, that creature with the gaping maw and leathery, withered face is still staring you down. I need you to make another Constitution saving throw. ho- okay. I was actually going to say, according to the rules here, you do have an option. You can choose to avert your gaze and not look at it. But anything you try to do to it would be at disadvantage.
Oh, that's fine. I was not going to look at it anyway.
Okay.
Because as much as I was going to attack it, I heard Roar call out the warning for the one behind me, so I would swing my head around to look at that instead.
Gotcha.
Any other effects?
That's it. You
All right.
succeed both save throws.
In that case, with my new target insight, I'm going to spin around and my tail is going to come hurtling towards that creature. So I know I'm flanking, so that gives me advantage. In this state, I have advantage on strength-based attacks anyway. And I'm going to do some, yep. And I've got some bonus damage to do. So first up is my tail attack at advantage.
Oh, did you make a con save when you took damage from the rib? To maintain your spell?
I didn't.
Alright, we'll resolve that after this.
I'll resolve it real quick right now since that would affect damage.
Sure.
Double checking. Yep. Okay. Concentration. How much damage?
I believe it was...
Oh, god damn it.
Oh, okay. That's below 10.
Yes, it is. We don't have any more 20s in the pool, do we?
No, I think the
No,
pool's
you-
actually empty.
You used the last one.
Yep, that's what I thought. Well, shit. Alright, I lost that, so just advantage from... Oh, I lost my dark vision. Alright, everything's attacking me anyway. Alright, advantage from just being flanking then.
Alright.
That wasn't my target. Well, it's a 25 to hit.
25 to hit. 25 is going to hit.
Alright, let me roll damage.
I'm gonna laugh so hard if like Kodak fails to save his feet.
And I'm gonna pump some extra cold damage into that.
Before you do that,
Yeah. Oh, okay.
your club of a tail comes screaming down on top of this creature's head
Bonk.
and smashes it into the ground.
Mrrr.
You splatter it. Do you have multi-attack?
No,
Okay.
I just get one heavy attack per turn.
Anything with your movement bonus action?
Movement? No, I'm kind of... Actually, you know what? Should I tempt fate? I'm going to tempt fate. I'm going to
Okay.
move here.
You move, and 3 opportunity attacks come your way. 8 does not hit your AC. The zombie, the ghoul misses you. Does a 19 hit your AC?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Take 4 points of slashing damage from the husk, and as you peel away, the Bodak, with its gaping maw, attempts to lunge and strike its fist against you. Does 20 hit your AC?
Yes.
Okay, one moment. So, you take a very paltry bludgeoning thunk as its brittle bones and leathery skin comes crashing against you. You take 3 points of bludgeoning damage. And then your body begins to fill with cold and unease as your life force begins to bleed out of your body. Let's see, necrotic damage. 2d8. Okay. One sec. I was intimidated by this thing until you guys fought it. You take 15 points of necrotic damage.
All right.
All right, and with that, Bones, you are up. Your passive perception's like what, 15?
Yeah, something like that.
You start to hear in the distance, boom, 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 boom. Something lumbering in the woods just out of view. Something rustling and pushing against the trees.
Cool. Okay.
In this direction.
I have a message. I have a question for the group. I can do the tactical thing, or I could do a bard thing and fuck around and find out. Which, as a group, would you prefer me do?
Find out.
Tactical.
1-1.
We are of two minds. So we got one for tactical, one for fuck around and find out, and just general ambivalence elsewhere.
I mean, we're stuck in an encounter unless we're running off the map, so.
Fuck around and find out.
Fuck around and find out.
That's two for fuck around and find out.
Tactical?
And now
Ooh.
we've hit stalemate.
It's both questions are kind of vague.
50-50 shot.
Bones, up to you.
All right,
Flip a
whatever.
coin.
I'm gonna fuck around and find out.
Woo!
DM, I would like to use Major Image to summon a dragon right here.
Major image. Please post the spell description. Or I can look it up.
Zilrus would be fine.
No larger than a 20-foot cube.
That's gargantuan. I double checked the size.
Okay. It seems completely real. Oh, cool. Intelligence investigation. Okay. So you're going to attempt to intimidate these things to run away by using the image of Zilrus.
Yes.
One moment. I gotta give you a token. Do I not have Zilrus anymore?
I think Zilrus' fight was when we were in roll 20.
Oh yeah, it sure was.
We will never need this again, Rob thought.
Hold on, I got something. Alright, feel free to place this token wherever the fuck you like. It's under creatures, or under your actors tab.
Oh, great. Thank you. I'm going to make a very showy spell casting looking motion with my swords and very clearly being quote unquote summoning this creature to appear right the fuck there, and it's going to do a dragon screech and start hunkering down and looking at all these bad guys.
All right, so it's going to screech and you pretend to summon it. God, so this is going to be.
I mean, it's casting. It's still casting, so.
Yeah, it's still casting. You're trying to make it as convincing as possible.
Yeah.
Give me performance or deception. Add your arcane casting ability to it.
Okay, so I don't understand. So if I'm rolling deception, do I add charisma twice?
Sure.
$26.
26. Okay. So you take the moment to cast it in with a 26. It's extremely convincing. Your allies nearby are suddenly again in the presence of Zilris, the scarred beguiler. Because of course there's no warning. So Biff, suddenly there's a fucking dragon roar. Suddenly there's a fucking dragon.
Don't worry. Go
Gallium,
on yellow. Go ahead.
Gallium exclaims in Gilnean a curse that only Biff can hear.
Well, she was being really obvious with that, right?
Yeah, I was. And I'm going to shout out, do not harm him, he's our ally.
By your word, then.
All right. So you create your image, and that's an action?
That's an action.
You got bonus, you got movement.
Can I make an offhand attack if I haven't made a main hand attack?
I think rules is written, you have to make an attack.
That's what I thought. Then I'm gonna use, fuck. I'm gonna make an insight check on the guy in front of me just for funsies, so I can get, advantage next round if he's still there.
Sure.
$20.
You get him.
Cool. Yeah, that's
So
everything I
you're
got.
gonna-
I can't move this round, so.
All right. Let's see, this guy here. This guy, the caster from before, he sees that there's a fucking dragon now. Int. Okay. And he's going to stare in disbelief. And it's, let's see. It has to beat a DC, Intelligence Investigation DC, based on your spell save. What is your spell save DC? Tell me it's more than 13.
It's 15.
What's that? 15. Okay. He's going to reach to his chest. There's this brief flash of violet light and shadowy tendrils as he wraps himself up in some kind of protective stuff and flees.
Needs to make a con save.
He has to make a con save, correct?
How do you like it?
Normal. That is a 20. Roll damage.
I can't use that button. I gotta roll dice manually.
Roll 4d10. 4d10 manually.
Radiant.
Wow. Not bad. The light crackles and burns, and let's see here real quick. Damage resistances. Oh no. Hold on. No, it's sunlight. Okay, so it's sunlight that he doesn't fuck with. He's gonna move out of the moonbeam, take a step out, stagger out. He sees that Karn is rapidly approaching the light, and he starts to utter something under his breath. Verdi, you speak Abyssal?
Yes.
It's a string of expletives, hateful words, and the repeating phrase, die, die, die.
Actually, no, I don't. I only do common, draconic.
You don't hear any of that.
Okay.
You don't
never
hear any of
mind.
that.
I
It's
thought
all
he
good.
did. It's all good. It's good.
Thinking
to
about
check.
Vanya.
Think about
No,
that volume.
he's thinking about not dying.
What's going on?
I meant the DM is thinking about Vanya about Abyssal.
Thinking about Vanya. Okay, so he points at you again, Karn. And you are now in the sunlight, so he can't get to you. Make a con save.
Con save. Ooh, 21.
Okay, you feel this magic starting to. It becomes easier to resist with every subsequent attempt this thing tries to rend the soul from your body. Explosion Man. He's active. He has been primed. His movement speed is 30? 25? Yeah. He's going to move here. And he's going to make 2 claw attacks against Karn. First one's a 19.
19 hits.
Take 9 points of piercing damage as it slashes and pounds at you with its crystalline protrusions. It's going to make its second attack against you. It's 24 to hit.
They are rolling really well.
He's the only one who's rolling well. For 10 points of piercing damage. So 19 total. As your chassis is raked and clawed at and punctured, it sounds like a car being struck by another car. Let me see. So this one is very, very stupid. I have forgotten for a moment about something. Let's see, Bodak. Okay, so Bodak cannot be frightened. Exploding Skeleton is too stupid. So these guys are resisting the presence of the dragon.
I will settle for attacks the dragon instead this round.
That works. That thunderous stomping of the ground nearby. Bones, you hear it, and then you hear it pause. The rumbling becomes distant as whatever was approaching appears to be running.
Run the fuck away from the dragon. Thank goodness.
Run the fuck away.
I would have felt sad if it only did, like, nothing.
Okay, so immunities. Not frightened. This one's going to make an intelligence check. Dim light or darkness. Karn, you sense a presence nearby. Do you have any kind of blind sense?
Nope.
Okay.
Just a high passive perception.
High passive perception. You sense the air around you shift and turn. You are on the very edge of the dim light on this side of the bank, and the air seems to ripple before you. You do not see as something attempts to strike at you. It's going to... Okay. First one is a claw attack at advantage. It's a nat 20.
Ow.
You take 28 points of slashing damage as wicked, blackened claws peer out from the shadows and cut deep into your chassis.
All right, how do I undo Wild Shape?
So, let me see here. There's a rewind button on the top of Ankylosaurus Karn's character sheet.
Whee!
There you go. Cool. Delete. And make sure that your effects are back. Integrated protection. Integrated. All right, cool. That turns back on. Correct. Feel free to place yourself where you think Karn would be in the middle of that. I would imagine you'd be in the center,
good
but
back here.
yeah, you're gonna be over there. That's fine. You shrink back like a deflating balloon as your plates return to their previous position.
That's what we get for popping the dinosaur.
This one does not know what hit this one.
Well, as it attacks, it reveals itself. Much like the creature that you smashed into the ground, this appears to be a hairless, muscular entity with a long tongue. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw as you recoil from that damage. Much the same, it appears to be in the same family, but its skin is a deep and dark, shadowy gray.
Is it a poison effect?
It is a charm effect.
Charm.
That's one in the pool.
20.
Helpful assistant, please put one in the pool. It hasn't finished moving. It's going to keep moving to pursue you. And it's going to make its bite attack. This time, not at advantage. 20 to hit.
Jeez. Yep.
Oh, nope, that's attack, not damage. God damn, just roll damage, you fool. Okay. You take 2d. You get 2 and a 4, you shit me. You take 8 points of piercing damage as it takes a bite into your shoulder. And you take 1 point of necrotic damage as shadowy tendrils just kind of lash out from it and start to seep into you and your cloak and your shoulder.
This one does not like you.
You shouldn't. Skelebro, is he immune to frightened? He's not immune to frightened, so he's going to make an intelligence check. See the bigger threat. And try to go after the dragon.
I get to make an attack of opportunity as it
You
moves
can
out of
make
my...
an attack of opportunity.
I get advantage because I did insightful
You
fighting.
are insightful, yeah.
And I haven't used sneak attack this round.
Hell yeah. Keep in mind, if you use sneak attack on your opportunity attacks, you can do that. It doesn't count toward the sneak attack on your turn. The way that it's written, you can use sneak attack on your turn and outside of your turn as well.
Yep.
If you have an ability to do that, that's going to be a hit. Ten. You tear one of its arms off. It's still going to attempt to attack with its one good arm. And that's going to be a miss, even against an image. Despite it trying to attack the image, it is assuming that it just isn't hitting because it's slow, and
Yes.
it's still going at it.
Okay, that's correct. Feels good.
All right, Gallium's up. Gallium's going to try to wall up this guy again. 19 on die. So Gallium strikes down with his hammer, cracks this thing across the skull, and there's a vibrant flash of what looks to be forge fire and sparks, just reds and gold, vibrant energy, as he puts a little stank on that head. And that will be Gallium's turn. Gallium is thinking we are winning this one, huh?
This one keeps getting hit.
Try harder.
Verdi, you're up. Rory, you're on deck.
Alright, I am going to continue to go after. Well, this one here is going after Karn, right?
It's going nuts after Karn.
Alright, I'm gonna shoot him.
It looks hale, it looks healthy, it looks muscular. Its skin looks tight and thick.
Does a 24 hit?
It's gonna hit.
That's 10 points of radiant.
Okay. The arrow strikes true, catching it in the shoulder,
I'm gonna shoot
deep
him
into
again.
the muscle.
23.
That's gonna hit.
And that's 11 points of
Radiant damage. So both arrows strike it, one in the shoulder, one in the hip, and it flails and twists, and you can't quite catch a bead on it to land one between the eyes. It looks so well put together and so human. You think a headshot will take it out of its, life.
Taking it out of
As you-
armor.
As you do, it growls and reaches for the arrow, which dissipates in its hand, and it calls out, it growls at Karn.
You cannot take it. It sustains us. It is ours.
I'm gonna have Natasha run at him and try and knock him over.
Okay.
Pounce attack.
Okay. So you have to land the attack, and then he has to pass a DC 16?
I
Is
believe
it 16
so.
now?
Let me double check. I think her.
As Natasha charges forward, Karn's just going to call out, "Be sure to keep the little ones from moving past me." Kind of addressing both Verdi and Roar.
Panther is loading. DC 14. It's a 14 now.
It's a 14. Okay.
Alright, so it's got to land the attack. You got to
Yeah,
beat
it's a. I think it's a claw attack. Pounce.
Yes. Alright, so you got to beat a 15 to land the attack.
Yeah. 19.
19 hits. So you roll damage, and he's going to make a strength saving throw.
That is 16 slashing damage.
Okay. So Natasha knocks him prone, lands on top of him.
Great,
and
she's gonna bite him then.
She's gonna bite him.
.26 hit.
26 hits. He's prone too, so you're rolling with advantage.
That's a nat 20.
Okay. Maximum dice, so that's going to be, what is it, a bite attack?
Yep, so it's 6 plus 9. Plus 3.
That's 18.
18.
Okay, but thank you. 18 points of damage. It takes a nasty chunk of flesh out of this creature's neck. It flails on the ground, still fighting. Roar, you're up.
Seeing the asshole on the
Being
ground,
the asshole on the
I
ground,
would take advantage of that.
I would take advantage of that, grip the cavalry hammer at my side and charge forward. And then using momentum, I'm going to golf swing at his fucking head.
Okay. Attacking at advantage. That'll hit.
Awesome.
Now the
12?
Yeah, D12.
I just have to roll it manually because we don't have a way to put the third damage in there.
Got it. And it's a magic item, so you use your int as well. So d12 plus int. There we go. 11 points of damage.
That's 11.
All right. So as you golf swing toward its head after Natasha has bitten into its neck, you just rush, boom, and it goes still as its head goes flying off into the woods.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
And then I will look to
Everard,
Evrard,
and I will simply say,
kill the undead in front of you, and then move to the others.
He will not want to move too far forward.
Just change my turn apparently. Attack. Normal.
19 hits the lizard man. Yep.
Alright. Then 10 force damage, and I will apply Arcane Jolt to that as well for another
2d6.
additional 2d6.
All right, so you used 2 so far. Your modifier is 4, so you got 2 left after this.
Yep. So in total, that lizard folk, or undead lizard folk takes 17 force damage.
17 force damage. You take a sizable chunk of its vitality from it. As hold on. Oh, that's not right. That's not right. You kill it. Here we go. So, Evrard rears back with his hands and pounds downward, striking and tearing the creature asunder as ripples of force energy just wriggle and shift the body like being hit by waves of sound. All right, so that's movement. That's minion. This minion.
That's me completely.
Gotcha. This minion is going to attempt to attack once. It's going to be a +3 to hit. Doing its best. That's no. That's a 21 to hit. So it rears back and attempts to strike Bones. Both arms kind of flailing and flopping downward. Bones, you take 1 point of bludgeoning damage.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's finally up. Is he immune to charmed?
I'm gonna be that person and ask for Jack's check because we both got 5, and it kind of matters right now.
We both got 5. I will say that PCs go first.
'Cause I have
Leah?
a +3 to my deck, so.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah, you got him beat.
I will move the moonbeam right there.
Excellent.
Leave behind the effect.
Okay. Leaving behind the effect like a G. All right.
Yeah, now he can have his turn.
He can have his turn.
Make
How
save.
gracious of you as he makes his saving throw. He's going to roll a con saving throw. 17.
They're all beating it, but still.
They're all beating it.
7 damage, radiant.
7 radiant damage. 7 points of radiant damage. Its skin begins to sizzle and pop. It's going to... Yeah, it's going to run out of the moonbeam. It's going to make a check to see if it discerns that that dragon is real or not. It's got a -2 to its int. It's burning. There's a dragon. It's going to slowly back away. And with primal ape-like movements, it bounds into the woods.
Jack.
Con check. 15. He fails it.
30 radiant damage.
The first one that
Jeez.
fails. Oh, Oh, Jesus Christ. Upcasting is a bitch. The moonbeam just burns this thing to cinders. It flails about, it swings wildly, lets out a choked gasp as it collapses in cinder. Minion. This guy's gonna try to attack you, Bones.
Sure.
He's a small bean. I don't think a 15 hits your AC.
Nope.
That's his turn. Alright, Shadow Skeleton. He is up. What is his int? Not good. Not good. A dragon has been summoned. On his master's land? His master's land, no. He's going to break away from combat with Galleon, provoke an opportunity attack from Galleon.
Absolutely not having this.
Absolutely not having this. Let's see. Galleon wallops at him for a non-insignificant sum of damage. It's going to start firing finger missiles at the dragon. Does anything happen to the major image if it's attacked?
I think the spell says that it just goes through it.
Just goes through it. So you see as bony finger bones just pierce the dragon's form, followed by wakes of crackling purple energy to no effect. He does not have the wherewithal to understand that this is not working, so he's going to stand his ground and continue to attack this interlope. Biff, you are up.
Okay. Biff's going to run behind and attack this skeleton here that is distracted. Just slide up behind it and try to knock its head off with the silver chain, blunt end. No, he can hit with the blunt end, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can just, if you would like to... What's the higher damage die, your fist or the chain?
Tracking, unarmed attack is 1d20 plus 7. Chain is 1d20 plus 7.
I mean, what's the damage die?
I'm sorry, 1d6 plus 3 plus 1d6 versus 1d... A lot of screwed up numbers.
Oh, that's really fucked up. Silver Dragon Chain, a moment.
The chain is fine. It's the unarmed strike that's screwed.
Oh, that's because it's based on your class level and such. It actually calculates it every time it does it. So the fighting chain is D6?
D6 plus 3 plus D6.
Okay, yeah, functionally it's the same. So you can roll either or to attack.
Okay.
You have to hit the attack button in chat.
Advantage because behind. 24 to hit.
That hits.
9 plus sneak attack.
All right, so from just the 9 damage, you come back from behind it. You rear back with the blunt of the chain. You strike into the back of the creature's skull and shatter. It falls to the ground, mostly headless. You still have movement and an extra attack if you'd like to make it.
Yeah, Biff is going to not even take the time to examine his work as he sees a exploding skeleton, knows how dangerous those are. Right there. Switch around and
Using the reach property of your chain.
Yeah. Just okay. I'm going to hit it with the entangling property. So we're gonna hit it.
Huh.
15 to hit.
15 is gonna hit.
11 to hit. 11 damage.
Okay, so 11 points of slashing damage.
Yes, slashing. Blah blah blah. You can use your bonus action to attempt to grapple, assuming it doesn't immediately go nuclear.
So, about that. You lash forward with the chain, the hooks, and you strike at the creature to try to both restrain it and attack it. One of the chains strikes it squarely in the chest, cracking one of the many crystals along its body. The cracks along its form glow a vibrant red, and the skeleton explodes. See, 10 feet, 5'10", 5'10", 5'10". Just Roar and Biff, you both need to make dexterity saving throws.
Oh, fuck.
DC 15.
I make 15 plus 7, whatever that is, 22.
Nice.
Hates it.
So you guys both make your save. On a save, you take half. So you need some D6s.
I'm also using a fire stone, so I take quarter.
You resistant to fire?
Yep.
All right, so yeah, you take quarter of this. Yo, can someone who knows statistics tell me what the chances are of rolling 4 ones in a row?
What's your dice?
Very low.
It's a D6. So, Roar, your 4 becomes 2. Biff, your 2 becomes 1. It is dead.
1 in 720.
Okay, cool. Well, that's tonight is a night of firsts. So, you guys, there's a brief flash of flame. It does next to nothing to you. Karn, you're up. Bones, you're on deck. Bodak is almost all that's left.
I'm going to point my spear at him and kind of growl under my breath. This one does not like you. This one does not think you should leave.
You look at it?
Yes.
Cool. I need you to make a con saving throw.
1 second. Oh, I feel like I can do better than an 11. We got 2 in the pool.
Yep.
We got 2 in the pool.
There's 2 in the pool. Damn it!
Ha! Refunded.
4. Refunded 4, but a moment. You feel the briefest of hesitation as this thing stares into you and the world goes distance. You redouble your efforts. You are having none of this.
I stare into the abyss and I summon the power of the green. And I cast Spike Growth right underneath them.
Okay, is that about a strength saving throw?
Nope. 1 second.
Was the Bodak supposed to move forward?
No, is he not there?
No, he was
Whoops.
right there. He accidentally got
Sorry.
moved. That's why I was double checking.
All
right, so I put it down there as pretty much all the undergrowth around him starts to squirm to life and sprout thorns. All that is now difficult terrain, and he takes 2d4 for every 5 feet he travels.
Very cool. Very cool. Nothing happens to him immediately. He has to move.
Yes. Whenever he moves, he takes damage.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. All right. Movement. Bonus action.
Since Roar was right there when he would have seen me cast it, I'm going to move around over here just to create another boundary. So anyone who approaches, I will tell them that this area is dangerous.
Okay. So you've basically just locked him in gay baby jail.
Yes,
Cool. Bones, you're up.
with a spotlight on him.
There's a spotlight still on him.
So I'm gonna attack the one in front of me to begin with.
Okay. Really, just don't roll a 1.
It's being weird. Why are you not letting me attack?
Click attack in the roll in the chat.
Yeah, it's now in the chat. It doesn't auto roll.
Something
Oh,
happened
okay.
in
For
the-
some reason, it switched me over to a different tab, and so I didn't
Oh,
see
okay.
I was like, it's not
Yeah.
rolling.
I'm not sure what's going on, but it seems like the default settings for everything got defaulted. So all the cool shit that was like, hey, this is going to be easy to use, is now no longer functional. I'll fix that between games. So 17 hits, 6 kills it. 6 exactly kills it.
Sweet.
Good.
This guy's fucking with my dragon, so I'm gonna go beat him up.
Go for it. You see that his bones are crackling with violet light, as though dissolving it from the outside in.
Just checking my spell book to see if I can do anything.
Do you have green flame blade?
No. Not yet. No, everything's in action. In that case, I'm set.
Okay. You could use your offhand attack if you choose.
Oh, I can use my offhand attack. Okay. I should have used that. Okay. Thank you for reminding me I have shit I can do because I'm a rogue too.
Right.
Nope, that's the claw. That's wrong button.
22 hits.
7.
7 points of slashing. So, with 7, you and slice its head from its shoulders. It falls to the ground and no undead fortitude today. Its body begins to rapidly dissolve with this violet purple energy, shadows and tendrils lashing about as though trying to drag it back into the earth.
Vanya's going to love these versions of skeletons.
Bodak is going to make his Constitution saving throw and maybe pop. We'll see. Yeah. Roll damage. Whew. As the light begins to sizzle and fry its hood and its face, the leathery skin begins to blister and pop. It is still fixated on you, Karn. And it's going to attempt. Yeah.
I can take a step and die.
Take a step and die. It could take a step and die, or it could take a step and then you can throw the moonbeam on it again. Either or.
Remember that all of it's difficult terrain, so his movement's halved.
Sure is. You're within 60 feet, though, so he's going to reach out and point at you again. You hear a voice rattle in your mind.
Dereliction.
Please roll a Constitution saving throw.
Karma.
You want to use last karma?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say the last time there's still one in there because he put one back in.
Yeah, it just didn't get put back in properly.
Okay, so we're down to, what does that make us? One left now?
Now we have one.
Yeah, one left.
Now we have one. Okay, the pool is rippling so much tonight.
18.
God, I wish you had multi-attack. You again.
I
boy.
stare him down.
You stare him down. He really should be doing this to the fucking elf over there, but whatever. He's got a grudge.
He may not know the elf is over there.
He might not know that the elf is over there. Bonus action, 30 feet? Oh, hell yeah! He stops pointing at you, and as a bonus action, he lifts both arms. The shadows from around the moonbeam begin to flash and reach up from below. Karn, Biff, Roar, Galleon, Natasha, Everhard. You all begin to hear the sound of wailing, distant wailing in the distance. As you all take 5 points of necrotic damage, the air grows cold. You feel the life in your bones begin to wither and drain. Why did I do this round 1? Fuck. That's his turn. Galleon. He's going to take 1 step back. Perhaps not be near that thing. And he's going to reach out, and again, with those dwarven words of prayer, he's going to cast a beam of light beneath the bowback. 2d6.
I wish I kept Moonbeam just so we could just 3-way blast him.
Double moonbeam. The creature burns and boils, but still remains standing. He's a very persistent Nazgul. Verdi, you're up.
He's within range. I'm gonna shoot him. The 17 hit.
17 is going to hit. Narrowly.
$11 radiant.
One of the arrows catches it in the side of its neck, and it kind of lurches to the side like an empty canvas bag before steadying itself on 1 foot.
And do it again. Assuming a 25 hits.
25 hits.
It's 9 points of radiant.
9 points of radiant. As the second arrow catches it through its head. The empty canvas robe, tattered and dirty, falls to the ground. The creature within, its empty eyes, its gaping maw, its withered hands, and barefoot, dirty feet are nowhere to be seen. You find yourselves upon a pile of corpses in a canvas bag. Wait, what?
Next to bones.
You're kidding.
No, I killed him. You just didn't mark it as dead.
No, the
Oh
the
no, he's
skeleton is
marked as dead. It's because he has white in the background. I couldn't see the skull.
Oh, okay. I had to say, I murdered everything on this side of the river.
Everything on this side of the river is dead. I must not have marked damage. So, with that, we're going to end combat.
Thorak is gonna start doing the chicken dance because he lasts for 10 minutes and I can make him do whatever the fuck I want.
Do whatever the fuck you want him to do. So, you guys find yourselves upon a small mountain of corpses with many strange and powerful undead. Well, formerly undead, now they're dead. We have a few more minutes left of game. What is everyone up to? Round robin style. Let's go. Bones, you're at the top of the screen.
Oh, I think what am I doing? I'll go check out some of these corpses, and I'm just gonna keep letting Thorak do the chicken dance.
Yeah, he's doing like a poorly rigged default dance. Because none of his he's rigged to the wrong skeleton now.
Yeah, it's an atrocity.
It's an atrocity.
Dragon is flossing.
He's just a shitpost of a dragon. You guys have taken
He's
my
a
best
shitpost.
villain and turned him into this.
Yes.
Thank you. I get to sleep with this.
Okay, to be fair, Bones did summon him because it was like, this is the most terrifying thing I can picture off the top of my head in exact detail. So, there's that.
Time to fuck around. Now he's flossing. So Bones, you go and begin inspecting the undead. You find that these ones, skeletons, they're really not much to look at. They're very bog standard. The zombies, somewhat fleshy and leathery, they're very, very frail. It's almost as though they've been raised and dropped and raised and dropped multiple times. Just the quickest term that comes to mind is cannon fodder. Like they're just here to be bodied. The other skeleton that you passed by along the way, you see that its bones have stopped crackling with that necromantic energy. The shadows have dissipated from it. The light in its eye sockets is gone. So from Bones, moving southward, we've got Biff and Leah. What are you guys up to?
Go ahead.
I'm gonna make sure none of these things get back up again.
Okay, you go about the process of, I would assume, crushing, burning them with Moonbeam.
Yeah, I'll run Moonbeam around the bodies because I've got a full. Let's see, how long did that even last?
10 minutes? A minute?
A full minute.
Full minute. So you take some time and you burn those that are around you, making sure they don't get back up. You also, you'll instruct Gallium to go help burn things and break things, and Gallium is happy to go remove heads from shoulders, because that's usually the best way to do it. Stomping skulls, a little bit of holy water hair here, some sort of thing. So that's what you're up to. Biff. What are you up to?
Biff would just start going around and making sure also that nothing is moving. He's actually gonna venture out a little bit.
All right, place yourself somewhere that you'd like to be. Roll me a perception check when you get there.
Uh, 13.
13 perception. Okay, thank you. I'll resolve that momentarily. Moving down lower onto the map, we've got Verdi and Roar. What are you guys up to?
I'm gonna move and make sure Natasha's okay.
You check up on Natasha, you find that some of her fur has grayed. She's been afflicted by necromantic energy. You know the telltale signs: withering, dryness of the nose. She'll recover, but lingering near that thing that could have been bad. Roar.
The language that the ghoul and the other thing were speaking towards Karn, was that a infernal, celestial, or
Common.
Common?
It was common.
It was common.
So you would have heard the same things that that were said to Karn.
Okay, then I'm gonna call out to the group. They were protecting something. They didn't want us to take something that sustains them. And then I'll point to The long tongues. These require living, sentient flesh. A lot of it. So if there isn't living, sentient flesh that they've been eating, there's something else that's been sustaining them. And if we remove it, we might actually make the area much safer.
Well, when we come here, there was no birds, no fauna. So perhaps they've cleared that out too.
Sentient. They have to be like us. The animals just flee because they'll get eaten by other undead. But these two nasty ones with the talons, they're a different type, and they have to have, well, people like you.
Biff. Sorry to interrupt, Biff, but this is actually pertinent to your background and your homeland. This sounds similar to vampirism.
In which case, Biff will frown deeply. And we remember that in a fight, some of them will shine away from the light. Biff frowns deep. Biff's frown deepens even more as he mentions that.
Okay, so you guys exchange some information. Biff, you've got some things in your mind. Roar, you're putting together some things. Moving down lower, we have Karn, finally. Karn, I'm assuming you dismissed your spike growth before you go meandering.
Oh, yes. And I'm kind of poking at the robed figure with my spear and kind of frowning down at it. This one was unnatural in an unnatural way.
So as you poke at the robes, you find there's nothing in them. The body has completely vanished. The robes themselves are tattered and soiled. They have soot, remnants of old viscera, refuse. It looks like something worn by a beggar madman.
This one requires the aid of someone who knows of the undead.
So, to resolve the 13 perception check that you made earlier, Biff, as you meander closer to the edge of the woods, actually closer to the edge of this clearing, and in peering into the darkness of the woods beyond, the 13, you hear a rustling near the treetops, about 30 or so paces ahead. You turn your attention skyward, and as the canopy parts ever so slightly to release some light into the forest floor, a figure drops from the canopy above. As she falls, you discern the glint of black armor covered in spikes and spines, a horned helm that frames a beautiful porcelain-like face. Her features are fair and fine, though there are piercings on her lips and her nose, decorating her. Sprouting from her back are a pair of black, long and tall wings. To you, she looks almost angelic, were it not for the twisted horns upon her helm and the faint, heat-like mirage surrounding her form. As she lands in a crouch and slowly stands to meet your gaze, you see that at her side she wields a blade, currently in its scabbard, that bears a glow to it, like worked hot iron. And then upon her other hip, there's a spool of rope that glows faintly in the golden light. As her gaze meets yours, she calls toward you and looks past you, seeing that there are figures beyond you, past the river. Traveling adventurers, am I to believe that you are responsible for the culling of these disgusting creatures?
It depends. Who asks?
Yes.
Yeah, we did it.
Yes.
There is going
Well met and well played.
Okay, has it been 10 minutes because there's still a dragon flossing by?
There's still a dragon fucking T-posing and flossing. She passes her gaze upon it for but a moment before looking back to Biff. Well met and well played. I am Charis. Would you allow me into your camp? I have matters to discuss and need for able-bodied adventurers such as yourself.
God, well done.
She cocks her brow ever so faintly. And you see upon
Oh no!
You see upon her lips, which are coated with a very faint application of black lipstick, a very faint smirk as she raises one of her pencil-thin eyebrows at you. Pleased. And with that tete-a-tete, I would like to call tonight's game.
Okay.
Well, okay then.
Thanks for getting.
Well
Thanks for
done.
getting.
Yep.
Well done.
Oh my god.
You've made a friend, maybe. So you guys will have some downtime to resolve a few checks. There won't be time for forum play, but we hit a couple of hitches today, and I gotta go through and fix some of the stuff. If people could just make a list of problems that they ran into today to the best of their ability, let me know. I'll make a spreadsheet. I will tackle them the best I can. Some things are broken. We haven't even moved to V10 yet. I'm fucked. Thank you guys so much for game.
Thank you for game.
You're welcome. It was my pleasure.
Oh man, this was a good one.
It is now late, and there's a T-posing dragon who is going through the default dance, T-posing and flossing. Whatever really fits at the moment, I think.
I love it. Actually, yeah, the dance that Sam posted in a GIF of in chat is pretty awesome.
The mating dance. That's phenomenal.
The mating dance. Hell yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. It started playing.
On the bright side, I found the pixel I have to click to make the spells work.
Hooray! Pixel?
Yeah, it used to be you could click on the end and things pop down underneath. No, now you have to like click on the image and not the edge.
Oh no, I'll have to fix that.
I mean, now I know that I gotta click the image. I should have been like implied because the image turns into a dice.
Yeah! I thought that was the way to do it. I didn't know there was any other way.
Yeah, it used to be that there was a down where it like says like second level components and concentration stuff. There used to be a button down there.
Oh man.
Or maybe it's just been so fucking long since I've cast spells.
I mean, we did go a couple months without combat, I think.
Because definitely the basic like attack weapons like had that. So I don't see that anymore.
I have to do one thing before I actually leave game. It's going to bother me if